I used to wake up every morning feeling, well, empty. I was just going through the motions. From the outside, my life looked totally fine, but on the inside, I felt lost and disconnected, like I was struggling to find any real meaning. It was this quiet ache, a nagging feeling that something important was missing. And then, I stumbled upon a practice so simple that I almost laughed it off. A practice that didn't just change my perspective, it completely transformed my spirit. What if I told you that one small, internal shift could radically change how you see the world, deepen your faith, and unlock a sense of peace you haven't felt in years? Stick with me, because this is the story of how I went from being spiritually adrift to anchored in a whole new reality. Section 1, The Struggle of the Disconnected Spirit. Let's just be honest for a second. Have you ever felt like you were living life in grayscale? That was me. Every day just blended into the next, a string of obligations and routines without any color or joy. I had a roof over my head, food to eat, people who loved me. All the things you're supposed to be thankful for. And yet, I felt this deep sense of lack. A spiritual hole. I'd go to church, I'd pray, but the words felt hollow, like they were bouncing around in an empty room. My faith felt like a distant idea, something I understood with my head but couldn't actually feel in my heart. This sense of disconnection wasn't loud or dramatic. It was more like a subtle, creeping fog of negativity. I'd find myself zeroing in on every little irritation, the traffic, the long line at the grocery store, some offhand comment that rubbed me the wrong way. My mind just naturally defaulted to what was wrong, what was missing, or what wasn't fair. Honestly, it was exhausting. I was living in a state of constant, low-grade complaint, and it was draining the life right out of me. I'd scroll through social media, comparing my life to everyone else's curated highlight reels, which only made me feel more inadequate. I was stuck in a scarcity mindset, always feeling like I wasn't enough and didn't have enough. And the worst part? I just assumed this was normal. I thought this is what being an adult felt like. I was surviving, sure, but I definitely wasn't thriving. I was alive, but I wasn't really living. Section 2, The Turning Point, a simple, overlooked discovery. My turning point didn't arrive with a lightning bolt or some huge life event. It came quietly, almost by accident. I was half listening to a podcast when the speaker mentioned a simple daily habit, writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Now, I'd heard of gratitude journals before. And I'd always written them off as a simplistic, almost childish exercise. How could writing down a few nice things possibly fix the deep emptiness I was feeling? It felt like putting a band-aid on a broken bone. But something in the way the speaker talked about it grabbed me. They didn't sell it as a magic pill, but as a workout. A workout for your brain, they called it, a way to train your focus. They explained that our brains are wired with a negativity bias, an old survival tool to keep us alert to danger. But in the modern world, that bias was just making me miserable. The speaker said that by consciously and intentionally looking for the good, you could actually start to rewire your brain. Skeptical, but pretty desperate, I figured I'd give it a shot. That night, I grabbed a dusty notebook and a pen and sat down. Okay, I thought, what am I actually grateful for? It was surprisingly hard at first. My problem-finding brain just drew a blank. But I made myself do it. This warm cup of tea. I wrote it down. The quiet of the house now that the day is over. Down it went. My car actually started this morning. It felt silly. It felt small. But I did it. And I did it again the next day, and the day after that. I had no idea that this tiny, almost trivial act was the start of the biggest transformation of my life. Section 3, The Why, the astonishing power behind gratitude. As I kept up this simple practice, I got curious. Why did this feel so different? What was really happening here? So, I started digging, and what I found was incredible. There's some serious science and an even deeper spiritual truth behind why gratitude is so powerful. Scientifically, what I was doing is an exercise in neuroplasticity. Research shows the act of practicing gratitude can literally change your brain's structure. Studies indicate it can increase gray matter in the prefrontal cortex, that's the part of your brain that handles emotional regulation and stress management. When you feel gratitude, your brain gets a hit of dopamine and serotonin, the so-called feel-good neurotransmitters that boost your mood. It's like a natural antidepressant. On top of that, a consistent gratitude practice can help reduce activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear and anxiety center, which helps calm you down and can lower levels of the stress hormone, cortisol. Research has confirmed that gratitude practices can significantly reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. But the why goes way beyond brain chemistry. It taps into a spiritual principle that's at the core of faiths all over the world. Gratitude isn't just about being polite, it's a form of worship. It's a spiritual discipline. As I began to feel thankful for the small things, I stopped seeing them as random and started seeing them as gifts. My whole perspective shifted from what I didn't have to the abundance that was already around me. In Christian teachings, there's a constant call to give thanks in all circumstances. I always thought that meant I had to pretend to be happy even when things were awful. I was so wrong. It's not about ignoring pain or struggle. It's about recognizing that even in the struggle, there is grace to be found. Gratitude became the lens that let me see God's hand and provision, even in the most mundane or difficult moments. It changed my faith from a checklist of beliefs to a living, breathing relationship. It opens your heart and makes room for God. As the author Melody Beattie put it, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough, and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. Section 4, The How, 3 Simple Habits That Changed Everything. So, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually get started? I want to share the 3 incredibly easy habits I built. They don't take a lot of time, but their combined effect is absolutely life-altering. First, I started a gratitude journal, but with one specific rule. Every night before bed, I had to write down 3 specific good things from my day. No generic stuff like my family. It had to be a real moment. So instead of my family, I'd write, the way my son laughed so hard at that silly joke today. Instead of my job, it would be, my coworker brought me a coffee this morning when she saw I was dragging. This specificity is the secret sauce. It forces your brain to scan your day for actual, tangible moments of goodness, training it to spot them in real time. This simple 5-minute practice is a powerhouse. Studies show it can significantly boost long-term well-being. Second, I started taking gratitude walks. This was all about mixing gentle movement with mindful appreciation. I'd go for a walk, maybe just 15 minutes around the block, with the only goal being to notice things to be grateful for. I'd tune into my senses. The feeling of the sun on my skin. The sound of birds. The cool pattern on a leaf. The smell of rain on the asphalt. The world, which had seemed so grey and boring, slowly started bursting with colour and detail. It pulled me right into the present moment and out of the endless worry loop about the past or future. And third, I started to speak my gratitude. I made a real effort to not just feel grateful, but to express it. I started sending quick thank you texts to friends for small acts of kindness. I would tell my partner, specifically, why I appreciated them. I'd thank the cashier at the store and actually make eye contact. Expressing gratitude strengthens our social bonds and builds trust. And what I discovered is that it didn't just make the other person feel good, it amplified my own joy. Gratitude is a gift that blesses the giver just as much as the receiver. CTA, mid-roll. This journey from a feeling of lack to a sense of abundance, from disconnection to a deep spiritual connection, it's available to every single one of us. It just starts with one small step. And right now, I want to invite you to take that step with me. Just pause for a moment and drop a comment below sharing one small, specific thing you're grateful for today. It can be anything. Let's fill this space with a wave of gratitude and start this transformation together. And if this is hitting home for you, please consider subscribing so we can keep walking this path together. Section 5, The Transformation, a life rewritten. So what happened after weeks and months of these simple practices? The change wasn't a lightning strike. It was more like a sunrise, slowly lighting up the landscape of my life until I saw everything in a new light. That empty feeling I used to wake up with was replaced by a quiet sense of peace, and sometimes, even genuine excitement for the day ahead. My faith wasn't an abstract concept anymore, it became a felt reality. My prayers completely changed. Instead of starting with a list of wants and complaints, they started with thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for my breath. Thank you for the challenges that are forcing me to grow. Shifting from asking to appreciating opened a channel to God that felt more real and intimate than anything I'd ever known. It gave me a kind of humility that let me see blessings everywhere, not just in the huge, miraculous events, but in the ordinary, everyday fabric of life. My relationships got deeper. By telling people I appreciated them, I saw them more clearly and loved them more fully. My view of challenges transformed, too. Hard things still happened, that's life. But now, instead of seeing them as punishments or dead ends, I started to see them as chances to grow. I began to trust that even in hardship, there was a lesson to be learned, a strength to be gained, a purpose to be found. My resilience grew, not because my problems vanished, but because my ability to handle them with grace expanded. I was no longer living in a world of scarcity, but one of overwhelming abundance. The world hadn't changed, but how I saw it had. And that changed everything. Conclusion. I started this journey feeling lost and disconnected, living in a world that felt like it was black and white. Discovering the power of gratitude didn't just add color back into my life, it revealed a whole spectrum of hues I never even knew existed. It's a spiritual discipline, a psychological tool, and a simple choice you can make every day. It can rewire your brain, deepen your faith, and transform your spirit from the inside out. It's a reminder that no matter what our circumstances are, we always have a choice. We can focus on what's broken, or we can choose to see the beauty in the pieces. We can count our problems, or we can start counting our blessings. My challenge to you today is simple: don't just let this be an interesting video you watched. Let it be a turning point. Start tonight. Find a notebook, open a note on your phone, or just say it out loud. Find 3 specific things you're grateful for. Tomorrow, on your way to work or while you're making coffee, look for one beautiful thing and just say, thank you. Start this small, simple practice, and watch as it slowly, powerfully, transforms your spirit. Thank you for letting me share this part of my story with you.